You get that porridge down you, and don't go putting half a pound of jam on it.
What did Len say about you being here?
Oh, I haven't told him yet. He was working till late, and by that time, I were in bed. Milk?
Are you sure he won't mind?
Why should he mind?
He did last time. He said he couldn't stay with you last time.
Last time you'd run away from that home. Oh, come on, Terry, you're old enough to know difference.
I don't think he's that keen on me.
Do you know, there are times when I think he's not all that keen on me, and I'm married to him. So less of the chat, get on with your porridge.
Is it all right being married to him? Is he all right?
Yes, it's all right being married to him, and yes, he is all right. And stop worrying. There's no need.
It's like I'm always getting you into trouble.
Don't be daft.
I didn't want to.
I should hope not. If I thought that, I'd slop that porridge over your head.
It was great at home, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, when?
I know. When your dad wasn't there.
It's worse now, with that Doreen he's got there now. We're out time, me and her.
Oh, it can't be so nice for you.
It isn't. Oh, I better get off to work.
Sit down. There's no to be frightened of.
Hey, whose is this? And what's he doing here?
He stayed the night.
What for?
Because he'd nowhere else to go. Now, what do you want, love? Bacon and eggs. I've done bacon. I can drop egg in if you want.
Bacon will do.
Terry, what do you want, love?
No, I don't want anything else.
Don't be daft. You can't manage on that.
No, I never have much breakfast. I'll get ready for work.
Look, I know he's not our responsibility, but if we don't make him our responsibility, nobody else will.
How old is he?
17, just.
I was in the Navy at 17. And what have you got in mind for him?
Well, for a start, I don't want him to join Navy. I'm keeping him here for a few days.
You are not.
Len?
That lad's not stopping here, and that's flat.
Morning, sunshine. Shh. Oh, dear. Like that, is it? Whatever's up.
What's up? You know damn well what's up. You and your far-fetched stories, that's what's up.
Far-fetched stories? What far-fetched stories?
Don't come round here playing the little innocent with me, Bet Lynch. Might be a few dafties round here, but Fred G's not one of them.
Well, we'll ask you about that later, Fred. But in the meantime, if you're thinking about my little early warning to Mrs. Walker, then all I can say is if every employee were as loyal as me...
Oh, shut up.
Well, there you go, being subtle again. Told you about that before.
She believes it, you know. She really honestly believes that this lot's coming down.
And why shouldn't she?
Because it's not. That's why.
Was there or was there not a little lad playing with his theodolite in this very street only yesterday?
You told me that he told you that he weren't from council.
And you told me that he would say that so as not to cause panic and alarm. Those were your very words.
Oh, that was just speculation. There's no point in going involving Mrs. Walker.
Well, I didn't know it was only speculation, Fred. Honest.
On your honour?
On my honour.
Still don't believe you.
Hello, Mrs. Walker.
Hello, dear.
Now, you know what they say. Don't worry, it may never happen.
Well, bless you for trying. It's a little too late for comfort. Fred about?
He's down the cellar.
I see. Hello, what are you looking so pleased about? Lost a tanner and found a bob, have you?
Oh, it's more than that, Hilda. It's the sudden realisation that on top of everything else, you're brilliant. I know you'll find this hard to believe, but I have finally proved that you can be a genius and beautiful.
Oh, big-headed, aren't you?
How else would I carry all these brains about?
No.
Why not?
You know damn well why not. Look, it's all very well you going on about responsibility, but you can't look after every lame dog that ends up on your doorstep, you know, and you can't expect me to, either. That lad's not related to either of us. He's just a lad that you fed for a few months of his life, that's all. That's as far as it goes.
He's having a bad time.
How do you know? How do you know he isn't conning us? He knows damn well that you shovel food down him. And the new bird doesn't, so what's he do? He comes trotting over to his Auntie Rita.
Oh, fair's fair. He's just refused to cook breakfast. You heard him yourself.
Lads aren't daft at 17. Not nowadays. Anyway, I'm not arguing. I want him out. By the time I get back tonight. Out.
We are going to be late for work, aren't we?
Ah, they don't care all that much.
Well, maybe not, but I do.
Did Len say anything?
Not much. He was surprised.
What do I do tonight, like?
Look, is it as bad at home, as you say?
Honest, it's rotten. She doesn't keep the house clean, you know. It's all untidy, and there's all fag ends and that, all over the place. It's not like here.
You come back here tonight. I'll have your tea ready at 6 o'clock. And I mean 6 o'clock, not 10 past.
Right.
Look, shut up, will you?
There's nobody else here.
No, but if somebody comes in, I won't be able to stop you, will I?
Al's pulling this street down is a matter for public concern. At least it is the people who live here.
Will you be told the street is not going to be pulled down?
Well, answer me this then. Why hasn't Len Fairclough done his place up? He knows something he's not telling, doesn't he?
There's 3 very good reasons why Len hasn't done his place up. 1 is he's born idle. 2 is he's mean as muck. And 3, he prefers drinking to any other part-time occupation.
Who do you think you're kidding? Anyway, why aren't we in the new improvement area?
Oh, every year this rumour comes up with monotonous regularity. And every flaming year it's proved wrong. This year's no different.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see then. But in the meantime, keep your mouth shut. My life's miserable enough as it is.
It's all right, he's only gossiping.
Oh, well, just some aspirins, please.
Oh, no, not another. It used to be, it's the staple diet around here. It used to be bread. Now it's painkillers.
Can you wonder, with all this uncertainty? I mean, Ernest's worried sick about what's going to happen to the factory.
Any comment?
Yes. Good morning.
I'm sworn to secrecy.
Oh, well, I must respect a confidence. The aspirins?
Oh, yes. Well, I hope they live up to their advert and soothe all your worries away.
Oh, you got worries, have you? Can't say I'm surprised. I reckon we'll all be out of jobs if Baldwin closes down.
Well, what have you heard, Hilda? I mean, according to all reports, Mr. Baldwin himself isn't all that concerned.
Oh, not according to what he told me. No, personally, I'll give the place a month, and then I think I'm erring on the generous side.
Do you know, Hilda, has anybody ever told you you are just like Bill Maynard? You have this uncanny knack of making people feel happy.
Oh, I'll suit yourself. If you want a load of lies, go to somebody what knows now. Mrs. Walker's order. She'll be in later on.
Oh, dear. It gets worse, doesn't it?
Doesn't it just?
Hello.
Sorry, left no brown biscuits.
Well, give us a new tin and I'll break some. And a bit less of your sarcasm. I'm here after a bit of advice.
How can you ever forgive me?
Easy.
Yeah, I thought they'd be aware.
But we're not all that easily pleased, are we? Take Mrs. Sharples, for instance. What's going to happen when they kick her out of hospital?
What do you mean, what's going to happen to her? The authorities are going to look after her, aren't they? They don't just drop old people on doorsteps anymore, you know.
I know that. They ask the neighbours to rally round, don't they? So that's what I'm doing. I'm starting the rallying a little bit early.
Hang on. I mean, it's no good asking her to live here if that's what you're thinking. I mean, this is no place for convalescents.
Is that what I've just said? Have I just said that? I'm asking people to stay with her. Has she got any relatives?
I don't know.
So that leaves the neighbours. And knowing what a warm-hearted, generous bunch of northerners they are round here, I'll fit the list on the back of a twopenny postage stamp, won't I? I know what'll end up. It'll end up between me and Albert Tatlock.
Oh, poor Mrs. Sharples. What a choice to wish on anybody.
Anybody home? I'm in here. Oh, what do you want?
Well, not a warm welcome, Albert, otherwise I'd have gone somewhere else. No, it's Ina. Has she got any relatives?
Ina? Well, except for her grandson and his family in Hartlepool, I don't know of any. Why? Not wrong, is it?
Oh, no, nothing like that. It's just that, well, I'm looking for someone to stay with her when she comes out of hospital. You don't fancy a couple of weeks over there, do you?
No.
Well, it was worth asking, wasn't it?
Look, I'll tell you something. It's not up to us old uns to look after the old uns, it's up to you young uns. We've done our bit, you know. We've brought up families and we've looked after them. And now it's time we got coddled a bit.
Yeah, point taken, Albert.
Oh, no, it's not. You talk a lot, but you do know it. If you young uns had your way, we'd celebrate our 70th birthday by jumping into cut. until it comes to your temperatures, and then things will be different.
Do you know, Albert, I'm beginning to think it wasn't a good idea me coming round here this morning.
Oh, but it was. I mean, you've learned something, haven't you?
Oh, young man. Yes, I mean you. I just have one question for you. Were you thinking of leaving the public house standing?
Pardon?
Well, it's quite a simple inquiry. Were you thinking of leaving the public house standing?
Well, I wasn't thinking of going in.
It may be a laughing matter to you, young man, but I can assure you that to those of us who are losing our homes of many years, it is nothing short of a catastrophe.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant was I going to be standing. Oh, I see now. No, I'm afraid I don't work for the council or anything. I mean, this isn't for real. Well, it is, but I'm only practicing. I'm a student.
Isn't that what they told you to say?
Who?
The council.
No, I've nothing to do with the council. I'm a student. Honest, ask me mum if you like.
Tell me, did you tell the blonde young lady this when you were talking to her yesterday?
The one from the pub?
That's the one.
Yes, I did.
Could you tell me exactly what you told her?
It's all very worrying, and you can't get a word out of Alf Roberts.
Well, that's councillors all over, isn't it? They no sooner get elected by members of the public as the loyal and obedient servants, and then they won't talk to them.
Oh, it is very worrying.
And then what happens? You go crawling to town hall. Excuse me, you say, is it right I'm being chucked out onto the street? Shut up, they say, mind your own business, it's naught to do with you.
For us to give you a cock and bull story. I mean, it stands to reason, doesn't it? There's no plans for us except the chop.
Hey, were you off?
Just going to use phone. Give us a song if Her Majesty comes in.
Hello, ringing your bookie again.
We don't begrudge me a flaming bet, dear. There's little enough pleasures in life around here as it is.
By heck, if losing money at the rate you're losing, it's a pleasure, you must be in a bad way. You know it's fun, isn't it? Have you ever heard of wish fulfillment?
Yes, when you wish for something to happen and it happens.
Yeah. Well, that's how it all started, you know, about Street being demolished. I don't mean I wish for it to happen, but me and Fred started the ball rolling. On little or no evidence, so to speak of.
More you than Fred, I'll bet.
True, credit where it's due.
Oh, whatever possessed you to say a story like that? I mean, one thing, but her ladyship's going bonkers.
If I can go through life spreading a little confusion into lives like Annie Walker's, then my living shall not be in vain.
Honestly, you. Oh, God, give us another drink and have one yourself, although you don't deserve it.
Of course I do. You wouldn't know you were alive if it weren't for me.
A pretty girl is like a melody that haunts me night and day.
Do I really haunt you, Bet?
Not really, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, hello, Mr. Walker. I just threw it back, seen back door locked.
Won't be for long, though, will it?
Oh, never mind the drink. I can't stand any more of this with my nerves.
Any more of what?
Don't you bother your pretty little head. Just be thankful I warned you.
Thanks.
Good morning. Could I have a word with Mr. Coates, please, Mr. Warren Coates? Mr. Coates? Oh, this is Anne Walker of the Rover's Return. Yes, I'm very well, thank you. Now, I dropped in yesterday to see Mr. Cresswell, but I understand he's away for a few days, so I wondered if you could help me, could you? How very kind. Yes, well, now, it's about the redecorations at the Rover's Return. There's been an unexplained delay. Ah, yes. Yes, of course, I knew there'd been a fire at the Royal Oak. They must be very busy. 2 weeks, you say? Good. I was beginning to think you were pulling the street down instead of doing it up. No, I'm only joking. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good morning, sir. Or should I say with that curly head of hair, madam?
Do you know I can pick up more insults round here in a morning than Bob Hope threw at Bing Crosby in his entire career? And I hope you're both ashamed of yourself, because I'm on an errand of mercy.
Locked till.
Do you know, I know how St. Peter felt. He must have had the same trouble. Look, Mrs. Sharples comes out of hospital shortly, and I'm looking for someone to stay with her until she's properly better. It's called community relations.
Living with Mrs. Sharples is called charging into hell.
There you go again. Clever, clever. I take it you're both concerned with helping your fellow man. In this case, your fellow woman.
Well, we don't always see eye to eye on that subject, but broadly speaking, yes.
Well, you see, it's very difficult to devote every minute of your spare time to one other person. I could spare, say, an hour a night for a week or two, but I couldn't nurse her full time.
Nah, I want someone to stay with her. Hang on, that's not a bad idea. Why don't we have a rota, like prison visiting?
Exactly like prison visiting.
I'll put you both down.
Hang on a cotton-picking minute. You come back later. I've more important things on my mind.
Like what?
Like my husband's tea, which tonight happens to be very important.
Oh, come on, Ernest. Rini wants to go home.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm quite happy. How about a tin of pink salmon? Treat yourselves.
Yes, go on. I will be here all night. I suppose it's all you can expect. He's worried about his job across the road.
Can you blame him? Mind you, Elsie said something interesting. She reckons that Baldwin told Hilda... No, hang on, let's get it right. That Baldwin told Hilda that things were bad because if he'd told her the truth that things were picking up, it might have got back to the girls and then they'd start slackening off.
You know, that's very logical, isn't it, Ernest?
Oh, am I still here? Yes, of course it is very logical. It's also logical to assume that Mike will have spun Elsie a yarn, knowing that she would tell Rini, that Rini would tell us. Di-da, di-da, di-da.
Oh, haven't men got twisted minds?
This one also has an empty stomach.
Would you believe it?
Terry, love, Len's not struck on you staying.
No.
I mean, we all know you can't stay here forever. If you could stay for a couple of days, would you look for digs?
Yeah, I would.
Right. Well, I'll persuade Len to let you stay, but you got to promise to look.
I will.
I mean, no letting it slide.
No.
Right. Pour yourself another cup of tea and leave it to me.
Are you having one?
Yeah.
Look, never mind it went out. You tell me what she said again and I'll decide if it went out.
Like I said, she had you and me thought about the future. And then she said, forgive me, forget it.
She knows something, that's what it is. She knows something.
Hey?
Look, I'm in business. I can't keep a shop open and spend every hour God sends reading Agatha Christie to Ena Sharp.
Look, if for any reason you can't fulfil your commitments, then notify yours truly and other arrangements will be made.
Oh, stroll on.
You know, I can't understand the way your mind works. If an able-bodied man come to live here and he couldn't find an house, likely as not you'd put him in a 4-star hotel. And when he comes to us old uns, you don't give a toss.
We do give a toss, Albert. We give more than a toss. Just that it's a very big problem.
And that's why you run away from him.
Oh, Fred, give him another rum, will you?
Now, look, you can't bribe me with your rum. I intend living longer than the next 5 minutes, despite your prayers.
Yeah, Albert. Why weren't you a trade union leader?
Well, if I were, I'd have made a better job of it than some of that rubbish.
I'm not denying it, Albert, most sincerely. I know you would.
Oh, excuse me, Mrs. Walker, I hope you don't mind me asking, but, well, my imagination's been captivated by something you said to Stan. Something about, have we give any thought to the future? What exactly did you mean, Mrs. Walker?
You can't say, can you, Mrs. Walker?
I don't know, Bet. Is it fair to keep such a secret locked in our bosoms? No, it isn't. Mrs. Ogden, I'm sorry to be the one to have to tell you this, but I'm afraid we're all going to be victims of the demolition men. The street is coming down. Now, I do wish I could tell you more. For instance, whether we're going to get a penny in compensation, but... However, perhaps Beck can help you. I think she knows most of all, so I'll leave you with her.
Forget it, Hilda. It's a joke. I've been kidding her.
Oh, aye. Nobody kids Annie Walker that well. If there's any kidding going on, it's aimed in my direction. So come on, there's no smoke without fire. Let's be having it.
Hilda!
We were right to know. I bought the house.
Yeah. Albert, go and fetch your Ken and give the bishops a knock. Tell them to get in here. Oh, it is terrible news, isn't it?
Terry, love, just nip upstairs a minute, will you? I tell you, we're a student, and keep your voice down. We don't want the whole street knowing.
Why not? It's the old street's affair.
Oh, yes.
Why did you tell Mr. Walker to the council?
Oh, God, give me strength how many more times I said he might have been, that's all.
There. Could I have a moment, please?
Oh, bless you, Mrs. Walker, you're a saviour.
Yes, well, we all have to be safe from ourselves from time to time, don't we?
Pardon?
Bed, the pages of history are littered with stories of unequal contests. And, you know, invariably, it is brain power that triumphs over sheer physical strength. Now, I know it could be said that you do carry a certain more weight than I do in certain areas, but unfortunately, not where it counts the most. Up here. I think you understand what I'm saying, don't you? Now, if ever you should feel inclined again to have a little fun at someone else's expense, I suggest that you choose someone of your own mental weight. Mrs. Ogden, for instance. And even before that, there's another important point to consider. There really is enough trouble in this world, you know, without manufacturing more.
No!
Why don't you tell old neighbours?
If that's the only way I can get through to you, that's exactly the way I'll do it. Can you see the way I feel, woman? That slob, Harry Bates, laughing his socks down because Muggins here is looking after his kid. This is my house, and I live in it with you. Nobody else. Nobody else's cast-offs. Not Harry Bates's or anybody else's. Can you get that through your head?
Len, I'm not talking about Harry Bates. I'm talking about the lad. I couldn't care less about Harry Bates.
Couldn't you? You have finished with him, have you?
Oh, don't talk so soft. Of course I...
Soft, you. You care more about that kid than you do about me.
That's not true.
Get down here, you! Out. Out!
It's not true. It's not true.
Classic Coronation Street is back on Monday at the same time. Next tonight, the new vehicle will certainly get them to the rugby match, but they'll have an extra spectator in Doctor in the House.